Okay, it's time for the chest and the back workout. We're gonna begin laying back here on the bench for the chest fly. Now you can do this one on the ground. A bench is a little bit better because you can get more range of motion with your arms. So I'm gonna lay back here and I'm gonna start with these weights directly over my shoulder. So they're chest level, but I'm holding them over my shoulder. And I'm gonna bring them up, rotating my hands together. Now, as I bring them open, I bend at the elbow and I come down to the chest and I come right back up. So as I start to lower, once they get shoulder width, that's when I start to bend the elbow, bringing them all the way down to where my body is, and then I'm pressing them together at the top. Separate them. Once they're over the shoulder, I start to bend at the elbow, bringing them down, making an L with my arm. Once they get down to body level, I'm gonna press them right back up to the top. So you wanna do these nice and slow and controlled because that muscle is under tension while you're lowering those weights, and you're gonna do 10 of these. So don't ever let them get any wider than your elbows in that L position. If they get too wide, they can get away from you. And bring them down to the chest. Set them down on the ground if you'd like before you come back up. Okay, now we're gonna do a back exercise, and this is called the bent over dumbbell row. And I'm bent over the bench here. You can also use a chair, and you can do these without a bench or a chair, but I like to isolate the lat muscle. So I am gonna use the bench here. I've got my opposite arm and leg up on the bench, and I'm working the left arm to begin with. So I've got my left leg out here, kind of like a kickstand. I begin with that dumbbell directly under my shoulder, and I start to pull my elbow back towards the hip, and I pull that weight all the way back to the hip, rowing it up, coming back to the start position. Now I'm bringing the dumbbell up to the hip, but not any higher. The tricep and the elbow never really needs to go any higher than my back. So I keep that elbow and that weight as close to my body as I can. I don't want to bring that arm out while I'm doing these. So we're keeping the elbow and the weight close to that hip as we row up. My core and my back are nice and tight, and I'm keeping my back flat as I stay hinged at the hips or bent at the waist. And you're gonna do 10 on the left and 10 on the right. Let's go back to the chest. This time we're gonna do the dumbbell press, and it's a strict press. It's different from the fly. So our arm position will be a little bit different, but our start position is the same. I want those palms facing out, dumbbells right over your shoulders. Even with the chest, you're gonna push straight up and bring them together at the top. They come a little bit wide over the shoulders before you come back down to the start position. So press straight up, together, a little wider over the shoulders, and bend the elbows so the weights come back down. And that's it. You're gonna do 10 of these, and make sure the weights stay directly over your chest. Don't let them go any lower or any higher. All right, we've got one more press with the dumbbells, and this one will be done at an incline. So you need to find a bench or some kind of chair that's gonna let you decline your back a little bit. And this press is gonna be done very much like the flat bench press. You're going to just lay back here at an incline. You're gonna bring those weights directly over the shoulder. You're gonna press straight up, bring them together. They're right over my face here. A little bit different than the regular bench press because they're not over my chest, but now they're over my face. So we're bending the elbows, bringing those weights back down to the shoulder, pressing straight up, bringing them together over the face, and then separating them enough to bring them back down to the shoulder. And you're gonna do 10. Okay, let's go to the back. We've got another back exercise here. You don't need any weights for this one. It's a core conditioning exercise, and it's called the prone row. So I'm down here in a prone position, laying on my stomach. I'm gonna start with my arms straight out in front of me, and I'm gonna row them back, pulling my chest up off the ground. You're gonna hold that contraction up at the top for just a couple seconds, 2 to 3 seconds. And when you row those arms up, you're also bringing your legs off the ground as high as you can. Now the arms are bending, but the legs are not bending. You're gonna keep those legs straight while you raise up as high as you can, both arms and legs off the ground during the contraction. And let's do 10 of those. Okay, let's finish up our chest and back workout with some push-ups. We're gonna bring those hands in shoulder width apart. So the hands are directly under my shoulders. Now for this one, I want you to keep your elbows in. In the wide grip, they were able to point out wide, but for this one, I want you to keep those elbows in instead of letting them bend out. I want you to keep them as close to your shoulders as you can. Again, bringing your chest down to the ground, keeping your body in a nice tight plank. You're gonna do 10 of these as well.